Hair loss, why it happens, and how to keep it. Are you seeing too many hairs falling off when you brush your hair or take a shower? Does that concern you? Well, take a deep breath and relax, because we have you covered in today's topic about hair loss, why it happens, and how to keep it from falling out. Hello, and welcome back to Health Topic. Please consider subscribing, turn on notifications, and click the bell icon so you know when new videos are about to drop. Now, let's get started. Hair loss, or to use the medical term, alopecia, can start appearing depending on many different reasons. The reason for it happening can be either temporary or permanent. Signs and symptoms for hair loss also vary, so here are some quick ways to find out whether you are experiencing hair loss. Thinning of the tips of the hair. This is the most common sign during hair loss that usually affects people as they age. Circular or patchy bald spots. Some people lose their hair in circular spots on the scalp, even including the beard or eyebrows. This spot can feel itchy or painful before the hair finally falls out. Loosening of hair. Losing a handful of hair when you comb it is another sign of hair loss. This type of hair loss causes the overall thinning of the hair. Full body hair loss. This often affects people that have undergone chemotherapy treatments. Chemotherapy drugs have powerful medications in killing rapidly growing cancer cells. Unfortunately, if you are undergoing chemotherapy, it can also kill other growing cells in your body, and that includes the cells in your hair in any of your body parts. Patches in the scalp. This may be because of ringworm that is accompanied by broken hair, redness, swelling, and oozing. But why do people experience hair loss? Can you do something about it? Keep on watching as we hop into our 10 causes for hair loss and the best practices to keep it from happening. Number 1. Genetics. Both males and females have tendencies to be affected by baldness because of genes. This is typically coined as androgenetic alopecia. Males tend to lose hair starting from the temples or crown of the head, while females normally experience thinning of the hair all over the head. This is more likely to happen as you age and right after puberty. And because this condition is a result of a genetic predisposition, taking medications like minoxidil can be a good option, as it has been shown to stimulate hair growth and was approved by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. Androgenetic alopecia develops and involves action from the hormone androgen, so taking anti-androgens can also be recommended to you by your doctor, depending on your body's reaction to the treatment. Are you or someone you know affected by baldness from their genes? Keep on watching and don't miss out on the next 9 reasons on our list. Number 2. Telogen effluvium. A condition characterized by hair thinning or hair shedding, with severe cases happening for more than 6 months. Most common among women and triggered by a disturbance in the hair cycle, namely the anagen or growth phase, catagen, the transitional phase, and the telogen or the resting phase. If you have telogen effluvium, the anagen phase slows down, making only about 30% of hair follicles move into the telogen phase, and that's when the hair shedding occurs. Depending on the real cause of telogen effluvium in you, treatment can comprise of addressing the nutritional deficiencies through a proper and healthy diet. This can include protein-rich meals, as protein serves as a building block that makes hair grow healthily. Protein-rich foods can be found in meat, eggs, fish, legumes, and nuts. Iron deficiency may also be associated with TE, so to prevent hair loss and the condition worsening, you can find iron-rich foods from red meat, liver, dark green leafy vegetables, and beans. The good news about this condition is that hair is expected to grow back within 3 to 6 months after the cause was dealt with and treated accordingly. Number 3. Anagen effluvium. Unlike telogen effluvium, the hair falls out rapidly during the anagen phase of the hair cycle. Hair loss may happen not just in the head, but also hairs from other parts of the body, including the eyebrows and eyelashes. This commonly occurs when you have undergone chemotherapy treatments, radiation, or suffered from infections. Managing this condition is quite tricky, since there are still no treatments that have been found to be effective in preventing or stopping hair loss, although taking minoxidil has been found to help in reducing the period of baldness by an average of 50 days. It is always best to inform and educate someone with this condition to manage their stress and expectations. People with this condition can be assured that hair growth can continue after chemotherapy has ceased. 4. Autoimmune disease. An autoimmune disease, like alopecia areata, can also cause hair to fall out suddenly, wherein the hair follicles are being attacked by the immune system. This roughly affects about 6.8 million people in the United States, regardless of age or gender. The use of corticosteroids and anti-inflammatory drugs that can suppress the immune system may be recommended by a doctor and can be administered through injections, ointment, or orally. And although alopecia areata does not make people sick, the effect it can have on one's emotional state of mind is a definite downside. Support and counseling groups are available if you need help facing these struggles. Number 5. Medications. There are a wide variety of medications found to have side effects that include hair loss. Some of these drugs include acne medications, antibiotics, antidepressants, birth control pills, cholesterol-lowering drugs, epilepsy drugs, mood stabilizers, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, steroids, or thyroid medications. It is important to consult your doctor if you are taking medications and are experiencing hair loss, so you can discuss with them whether to continue that drug that induced the hair loss or adjust your dosage. Number 6. Nutritional deficiencies. A diet that is too low in protein and certain vitamins or minerals such as iron can cause your hair to shred too much. Like iron deficiency anemia, a condition when there is too low iron levels in the body, causing shortness of breath, fatigue, or even hair loss. Although it is not yet understood why people with low levels of iron experience hair loss, iron plays an essential component in cell growth as ribonucleotide reductase. According to some research, hair follicles can also be sensitive when there are low levels of iron and may not allow for proper cell growth to its fullest. The good news is that iron deficiency, like anemia, does not scar or damage one's scalp, making it possible for hair regrowth. In treating iron deficiency anemia, you might consider taking iron supplements to help restore iron levels in your body if it can't be helped with taking iron-rich foods. Once again, foods that have been found to have high levels of iron: red meat, green leafy vegetables, fish, legumes, and beans. Take some time to include these into your diet and observe to see if there's any changes in your hair loss. Number 7. Hairstyles. Vigorous coiffing or too many hair treatments over the years can also be the cause of your hair loss. Hairstyles like tight braids, hair weaves, chemicals placed to straighten or curl your hair, or hot oil treatments can pull out your hair roots and, in worst cases, can prevent your hair from growing back. To avoid the consequences brought about by all these hair beautifications, the American Academy of Dermatology recommends to use conditioners after shampooing, letting your hair dry naturally, and limiting the use of curling irons or any heat-driven products to no more than once per week. Number 8. Impulse control disorder. Trichotillomania, or impulse control disorder, causes people to compulsively pull their hair out. Its primary symptom is pulling one's hair out of any part of the body, like the scalp, eyebrows, and eyelids. Periods of high stress or other emotions can trigger this activity in people with this disorder. Treatment can be complicated and requires time and practice. As with anyone, managing your stress can be very difficult and must be managed accordingly. The main treatment is habit reversal, wherein a person with trichotillomania learns when they pull their hair off to identify these situations and recognize the behavior. So instead of pulling the hair, a person may opt to clench a fist or snap an electric band on the wrist. If you believe you suffer from this disorder, please consult a doctor to help you avoid this hair loss. Number 9. Age. By the age of 30, you have a 25% chance of having some hair loss. On average, the scalp contains 100,000 hairs, and some lose even up to 50% before they start to notice that their hair is already thinning. This is the reason why, as you age, you must not be tempted to do many hair treatments or styles to protect yourself from thinning brought about by excessive heat damage. Your haircut can also be modified by cutting it shorter with layers that are close to the face. Ask your hairstylist what works best for you. And lastly, use moisturizer for your dry scalp and hair. Enjoy and treat your hair with thickening serum as well, with moisturizing conditioner and with argan oil and hazelnut oil to nourish your hair and follicles. Number 10. The last common cause for hair loss is ringworm. Ringworm is a fungal infection that can also cause hair loss. If you have ringworm, it may affect your scalp and make you temporarily have baldness. If it does not heal by itself, your doctors may advise you with antifungal medication or antibiotics. To avoid this from happening to you, wash your hair regularly, especially after haircuts. Be clean and wash your hands often to avoid the spread of infection. Avoid infected animals and don't share any personal items, especially things that you use in your hair, like combs or brushes. We've just watched hair loss, why it happens, and how to keep it here on Health Topic. Let us know which topic you want us to cover next. Thank you for watching and learning along with us. Consider subscribing and clicking on the bell icon to be notified about our future updates, and we'll see you soon.